Happy Monday rolling out. Happy Monday, YouTube. This, of course, is your girl, Crystal Jordan, and this is Reality Check. We are all blessed to have made it to another week. So hopefully you all have had a great weekend and you're ready to tune in. We have a back-to-back Reality Check special for you tonight. We're going to have a great conversation about female empowerment and helping our community. And then we're going to get into a little bit of tea. We have Alexia from Put a Ring on It that's going to join us at 9 p.m. So make sure that you're tuned in now, you're locked in, and then we're going to come right back, back to back at 9 p.m. and have some more conversation. Before we get started, I want to give a huge congratulations to Jeannie Mai and Jeezy. They announced today that they are expecting a baby. That couple has been so cute to me, and just watching their evolution, and it really is a testament to the power of love. So I hope you guys are, have had a chance to check out their pictures and their stories, but really it's a testament to when you find the right person or when you're in the right situation, you don't know what you would do. Jeannie Mai was married previously and said she didn't want to have children. She wasn't really out with her relationship. And we see how different her countenance is, how different her energy is now that she's with someone that she said that she feels safe with. So we want to send them a huge congratulations, and we'll definitely be looking at, I'm sure the media is going to be following them throughout the pregnancy, and there's a baby that's on the way pretty soon. So congratulations to them. Now, without further ado, I want to bring in tonight's guest because, like I told her a minute ago, I've been wanting to talk to her for a while. Her philanthropy is admirable. And as we talk about women's issues a lot here on Reality Check, and that's her specialty. So please help me welcome Mrs. J.
Hello.
Hey, how are you? Happy Monday.
Yes, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I am blessed. We're blessed to be here starting the week out in a positive way.
Yeah.
I introduced you as Mrs. J, but we know a lot of people know you are Future's mom.
Yes.
Future's mom. And I wonder, does that, because I would think, being someone's friend or being affiliated with someone is different than being their mom. My son and my daughter, I would be perfectly fine being known as Stoner Chanel's mom. That would not bother me at all.
Yeah, I get that sometimes. But I just like to be known as Miss J, not always just Future's mom. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm more than just his mother. I
Absolutely.
am a manager as well.
Wow. Now, see, we'll get into that because I want to talk about that's a whole different thing. We know momagers and the business, that's a huge responsibility, and that doesn't always work, but it looks like the two of you all have been able to make it work. But before we get into the business side, you do so much. Like I said, your philanthropy is really what made me excited to talk to you, because the Free Wishes Foundation, you guys do some amazing work. I know there was just a huge concert for Haiti. Can you tell us a little bit about how that went and how you were involved? And then we'll get into some of the other things that the Free Wishes Foundation does.
Yes, the concert, I would say, was amazing. We kind of put that together within the last, I would say, less than about 3 weeks, when we got the alert that there was a need in Haiti. So, just talking with my son and talking with the team, and then also speaking with the foundation board and everything, and just letting them know the needs and everything. And then he agreed to do a free concert, which I thought was just awesome.
It is
a free concert where 100% of the proceeds go directly to Haiti, because of course Future didn't get one dime of those proceeds. He donated 100% of the ticket sales to the cause in Haiti, which I thought was great. And the concert was amazing. They had a lot of nice artists that came out and to support it as well. So very thankful for the artists that, shared their space with Future and wanted to give back as well.
Who are some of the other artists that were there? I actually wish I could have went to Florida and participated with the concert, but I wasn't able to do that. But can you tell us some of the other artists that agreed to come in and actually help? And I want to note that you said, 100% profits. that is very different. A lot of time artists will do things and they will give a percentage and they will not share what the percentage is. And that's nothing wrong with that, because artists deserve to be paid, and compensated for what they do. But for an artist, a future statue to come on and give 100% of the proceeds, that's huge. And that really isn't the way charity is done. So, we have Kodak Black, Little Uzi were also there. But what do you think that the artists that decided to do that, they obviously had the same type of heart as Future? We don't always see people give artists that credit for really wanting to give back.
Right. Because it has to be something that's within you. Understand that, giving is just really important, especially when you start like making money. It's bigger than just your family. It's bigger than yourself. And I'm a true believer is that what you put out there, you will get back, and I always say that God gives some of us a lot, and then he gives some of us less. But for those that have a lot to share, why not share with others? So the artists that did that, they definitely have to have the heart of sharing and giving.
Absolutely. And, I think a lot of times, and I'll ask your opinion on this, a lot of times artists, are constantly in the news for other things. We know Little Uzi and Kodak Black and Future are always in the headlines for other things. And I wonder if you think people give it as much attention to the positive things that they do as they do some of the more provocative things that they like to talk about in the media.
Well, you already know the answer to that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even have to answer that question right there, because we can just look at Lebanon Live and Channel 5 and Fox 2. And, everything that's on television, on the news, is a lot of negative media. So they don't always headline the good things that artists are doing or anybody's doing. They're always talking about the negative side of what's going on in the world. But there's so much good that's going on that really supersede the negative. So, you know what? You already know the answer.
I just wonder if it's frustrating. And I know your publicist, she's a friend of mine. She does a really good job of getting the information out and having it. But I just wonder if it's frustrating. I know for me with clients, it is frustrating when I know that there's another side that people aren't really receiving the same. So I just wondered how you felt about the fact that people don't really pay attention to, yes, the media does report, they love to report things that are negative, not us here at Rolling Out, because we definitely like to give a collective viewpoint, especially for, the Black voice. But a lot of times the public enjoys hearing the negative more than they do the positive.
You already know that. Because they don't nobody like the truth. A lot of people don't like the truth. Yeah. But I'm going to say this here. I just try to focus on the positive. There's so much distraction that's around us. And so if you just always tune in to the negative, then, that just tear you down. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't get so caught up in what the media say, because I know what really take place behind closed doors. Absolutely. There's a lot of things that Future does along with my family that never is mentioned. And you don't always have to mention what it is that you do, because the word of God tells us what you do in secretly, you will be rewarded openly. Yeah. So you know what? The fact that we'll continue to be blessed, even in a time such as this right here. Last year, when COVID first hit, we're still being able to maintain in business. So why tune in to the negative? Especially when you put your eyes on the prize, which is God and what he's doing in your life and around you. Know that you're still a healthy, mentally healthy, physically healthy, and emotionally healthy. And you're still being able to thrive, not just, strive, but you're thriving in this market right now. So there's no time to focus on the negative. And that's how I deal with it.
I love that. You're preaching a little bit in here, Miss J. I like that. And that, I want to talk about that. Like I said, I wanted to come because I know that so many times we get caught up in doing what's in front of us, and we don't always remember that there are other people that need help. And so when I saw that Free Wishes Foundation does something specifically for the elderly, that really touched my heart, because I had my grandmother was dealt with dementia, Alzheimer's. We had to put her in a home for that, and that's a heartbreaking thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that deal with family members that they want to help, they don't know how to. And then there are a lot of people that are in those places, as I saw with my grandmother, that don't have family, that don't come check on them. So the fact that you all would really focus on that would just really touch my heart. Can you talk a little bit about how the program that you guys do for senior citizens every year and what that response was like from those people?
Right. We have an annual program, which is our Thanksgiving program, but throughout the year, we've been doing Wellness on Wheels. That's one of our programs as well. And we focus on the physical, the mental, and the emotional health when it comes to our seniors. What we've been doing is going out to the different senior facilities, and we're just taking out, sometime we will serve them. We'll maybe have a barbecue. This past summer, we had a barbecue for them. But along with that, we bring out healthcare workers and providers that can educate them, to let them know that the services that are out here for them, because a lot of our seniors don't know all the services that are out here for them, So that's what we do. We will bring other healthcare providers and services out to these facilities to make sure that they're educated and they know what's out here for them.
Nice. That's nice. Well, if you're just tuning in, this of course is Reality Check right here on Rolling Out. And we're talking with Mrs. J on her philanthropy and some of the things that the Free Wishes Foundation does. Talks about the concert in Haiti that was just this couple of weeks ago, and then also their Wellness on Wheels, which is ongoing. And we'll definitely let people know how they can participate in that. But I also know, in addition to the work that you do with seniors, you do some empowering and inspiring to women. Your EmpowHer retreat was last month. And again, another missed opportunity. But can you tell people what inspired you to create this retreat? What made you want to be able to connect with women on that type of intimate level?
Well, years ago, I was working in the ministry and working with women. And I just knew then that I had a calling to work with women. That's where it all started. I thought that it was going to be behind the closed doors, but I did not know that my platform would be bigger than behind the doors. And so just working with women, I realized that a lot of women, we need each other. We need each other. And a lot of times we don't always take out time for ourselves and pour into ourselves, and so that is one of the things that inspired me to want to EmpowHer, to organize EmpowHer, and to start having these annual retreats. But not only the annual retreats, throughout the year, we do coaching sessions. Also, I do seminars. I have a seminar that's coming up right now, which is called Transformation. It's going to take place every Saturday, beginning October the 2nd.
Okay.
If anyone is interested, they can go to the website and find out more information about that. It's an 8-week program, which is just going to be phenomenal. It's nice. It's just going to be great. I have Dr. Rodney Jackson, who is a licensed LPC, that will be and a professor that will be teaching the class. I'm going to be hosting the class, and he's going to be teaching the class every Saturday at 10 a.m. for 8 weeks.
Nice. Now, is that going to be virtual?
So it's going to be virtual. Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. So we'll want to make sure that, Abisi, if you're still watching, we can get that website put up in the chat. If not, we'll make sure that we get it put up afterwards in the article, so people can definitely tune in. Tell us about the retreat, because I know that you guys have this class coming up, but the EmpowHer retreat was in August. And what are some of the things that women are dealing with that you see them being able to, get some deliverance from, or at least be able to become empowered, dealing with some of the issues that they come to the retreat with?
Well, EmpowHer retreat is all about helping another woman win, cheering her on, curating opportunities and sharing resources,
Mm-hmm.
and also teaching women how to just invest in themselves. It's all about self-love, self-care, and self-compassion. And
Mm-hmm.
just taking time out for a whole weekend and just pouring into that woman and letting her know that regardless of her past,
Mm-hmm.
that there are so many opportunities and possibilities that are out here for her if she just continued to push through.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the retreat is all about. It's just letting her know, giving her those resources and
Mm-hmm.
connections with other ladies of like-minded and like kind.
Mm-hmm. What can you say? Because you mentioned being, I know that you wear a lot of hats, from real estate agent to being over the nonprofit place, and then also your son's business manager. How did you learn to find balance and to be able to pour? Y'all have to excuse my dogs. Always act up when the interview is going on. But how did you learn to kind of find balance and take time for yourself in addition to doing all the many things that you do for other people?
Well, I would just say, through the word of God, in spite of everything that I have going on, I still make sure I dedicate my time to the ministry, which helps me to balance out everything. And so when I get overwhelmed in one area, guess what I do? I take me a vacation and a break too, so I can get rejuvenated, revised, and refreshed, And so I know when to pull back. I know when to stop. I know when it's enough. I know when I don't need to be answering my emails. I know when I don't need to take no calls. I know when I need to get some rest. I know that. And so that's how I find balance.
I may need a coaching session myself, Miss J, because finding that place and being able to do that, because I think especially now we see so many women that are career driven and are trying to do all of it, at the same time, trying to be an amazing mother, an amazing spouse, trying to be successful, and as everyone says, chase the bag or just be successful in their own right. What advice would you give to women that are trying to I guess have it all, but in that maybe losing themselves?
Well, what I say is, make sure that you put yourself on the calendar first. Make sure that you do that. Also understand that there is another day. So just because you cannot get everything done today, tomorrow you can figure it out tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I had to realize that I don't care how much paperwork I do today, I'm still gonna have a lot of paperwork tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, just keep yourself on the calendar. Know that there's another day and that you can get it done then.
Mm-hmm.
Try to be that superwoman. You can just, make sure you prioritize what's really important. Because sometimes we're working on things that's not that important,
That's
you
true.
know. So we need to make sure that sometimes you just need to write it down. Have your task list. Write down the important things that you want to, accomplish today, accomplish this week, accomplish this month or this year.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
need to write it down. And then once you write it down, you realize that some things ain't that important that we're chasing.
That's
Some things that's not important that we're doing. So we
mm-hmm.
gotta make sure that we prioritize our time. Plus, we got to make sure that we have boundaries, because sometimes people just waste your time. Some
Yeah.
things waste your time too. That's not even important. So
Right.
that you have to put boundaries in place,
Mm-hmm.
for your life, for your job, and for everybody else that's connected to you as well.
Mm-hmm. And one of those people, things that are connected to us a lot of times as women and as mothers are our children. What are I guess, some lessons that you've learned? Because I'm certain being a mother and then also being a business manager, those are two very different roles that I guess you've been able to make them intersect. But do you have boundaries at certain points that you're like, okay, this is my mother hat and I'm gonna, handle it this way, and then this is my business? How do you navigate that relationship with your son, being in wearing those two very different hats with him?
Just understanding my son and understanding the role that I play,
Mm-hmm.
in both areas. I know when I need to play the role as a mother, and I know when I need to play the role as a business manager.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just knowing how to do that, it wasn't always easy, but I've been in this role for quite a long time now. So
Mm-hmm.
as you grow in any position, you learn, whether that's my son or somebody else, I have to study that person.
Mm-hmm.
I know when it's time for me to wear the hat of a business manager. And
Yeah.
I know when it's time for me to wear the hat as a mother. That's because I've studied my son, not only just him being my son, but him being my business partner too, as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's got to be interesting. Just seeing your son as an adult and as a business person is got to be a different thing. Did you have to take some time to kind of, like you said, kind of learn him in that way, or have you been always a part of his process of growing and seeing him become a man and then becoming a businessman?
Well, I have been a part of that process for quite a long time now, but it did take some time. I had to just, like I say, study him as being
Mm-hmm.
a businessman outside
Mm-hmm.
of being my son. I
Mm-hmm.
need to learn. I had to learn how he moved, just like everybody that works around him. I have to
Yeah.
learn the same thing. I have to
Yeah.
give him his space. I have to give him his respect. Respect. I just can't just walk up in his studio because I'm his mom, because I
Mm-hmm.
demand the same respect. So with the respect that demand from him, I give it to him.
Mm-hmm. That's big. That's big. Um, I would just, are there times when you get emotional as a mother watching? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people, we talked about the media always wanting to focus on bad things, but then also there are a lot of people that come around when you're in entertainment. There are a lot of people that are attracted to that want to be a part of that want something from you. How do you deal with kind of keeping your emotions in check, but also protecting him from people that are just trying to come around for the wrong reasons, or to use him, or to just, be a part of something and not really contribute to it?
Well, let me say this here. I can't protect him from anything. Can nobody protect him but God?
Mm-hmm.
One thing for sure, I have a spirit of discernment, and my son has a strong spirit of discernment.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a true believer that when something is not for you, God will reveal it.
And remove it.
So I'm not trying to play the security role.
Right.
I'm definitely not trying to do God's job.
Yes, that's good. That's what Frida says. You have established boundaries. Yes.
Yes. So I just have to, trust, trust the spirit.
Yeah.
And when there's a spirit of discernment that's on your life, oh, God is not going to allow anything to sneak up on you that you're already not aware of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If
He's
you're in tune with
not
that.
say anything about it, because it's not for you to say something about everything. You
Yeah.
just watch and pray, and God
Mm-hmm.
will reveal whatever needs to be revealed. That's how I handle that.
I like that. Well, before we let you go, I want you to just because I love the fact that you do coaching. So tell us a little bit, like maybe a couple of, because there are a lot of women that are really enjoying this conversation and enjoying hearing from you. So just maybe a couple of things that women can do at home as they are struggling with that balance with their families. We know that women take on a lot, trying to provide for their children, probably supporting their spouse, and then also in business. Let's start maybe with business. Can you give women a couple of tips, maybe 2 or 3 tips that they need to be aware of when they're working on kind of climbing that role, or finding their own success that you've learned?
One thing I would say is that you always know this here. You never have to be insecure, or you never have to worry about the next woman or the next man. Always know whatever God has for you is for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then also, whatever information that you have that you think that you can help someone else, don't be afraid to release it.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Don't be because nobody can take what God has for you.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that. So a lot of times the reason why we cannot be great in business, and the reason why we can't work together in business, is because, for one thing, sometimes we're a little insecure in our own space.
Mm-hmm.
But you have nothing to be insecure about when you understand who holds the plan to your life,
Mm.
and that nobody can take what God has for you. So that's number one, I would say. Number two, be prayerful. And don't be anxious for anything.
Be prayerful. Don't be anxious. What God has for you is on the way.
It's on the way. You just be steadfast. Stay focused. And it's going to be distractions that's going to come your way. But you don't have to tune into it. Just like you was talking about the negative. In the positive. Stay focused. Tune into the positive things that's going to help you grow in business and grow as a woman. You know, because a lot of times we already know the TV, social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all this stuff. We already know. It's just a lot of comes to distract us away from the purpose and the plan that God has for us. So if you just stay focused, you'll be fine in business.
Stay focused and know that what is for you is for you. And I think you're absolutely right. That is why so many women can't work together, because they're insecure and afraid that someone else may outshine them. But when you realize that whatever talent God placed in you is there for a reason, then you can be happy and supportive of your sister. And I love that. Definitely agree with that. I think another issue that distracts women a lot is relationships. So do you have, and of course we talk about 9 times out of 10, we talk about relationships here on Reality Check, because women are always trying to figure out how to get one, how to stay in one, how to make it work. Do you have any advice for balancing career and also being able to balance a healthy relationship? Because a lot of women definitely struggle with that as well.
Well, it comes back to being secure within yourself, knowing who you are and knowing your place in the relationship. Understanding your value is number one. Our value, you are special. You was created to be great within this relationship. Knowing your place in the relationship is very important. Also, a lot of times we can't have a relationship or a friendship because, for one thing, we don't even know how to be friends to ourselves.
Starts with self.
It starts with self. Everything starts with yourself. Number one, loving yourself, caring for yourself, having self-compassion, and not being afraid to open up, to love, and to give. You know, because we also deal with being not only, I would say, jealous, but also we can be a little I didn't say stingy, selfish.
Yeah,
selfish. That word selfish is really big in the relationships. It's all about us. Even in our girlfriends relationship, our friendship, it's about us. It's about what the relationship can do for us.
Right.
It's how we can help each other, how we can help each other to build and to grow and to develop. You know, just because your girlfriend or your guy friend may be making more money or doing well, doing better than you, maybe doing career-wise, doesn't mean you're less of a person. That's just not your calling, nor is it your lane. You need to find your lane.
Yep. Well, this is all information that we can get if you attend the EmpowHer retreat, and then also the transformation class coming up. One real Neota asked, what is the focus of this interview? The focus of this interview was just to drop some gems into the spirits of anyone that needed that. We asked Miss J to come on and share with us a little bit. We wanted to have her a little earlier come in and talk about the retreat, but I'm excited that we were able to get her on to talk about this upcoming class, because I think transformation is something that a lot of people are wanting to do. A lot of us have gone through I think the entire country, really the world, is still trying to figure things out after dealing with the pandemic, and a lot of people transitioning or wanting to transition, realizing that they weren't happy in the situation that they were in. So I believe a lot of people are transforming or looking to have a transformation. So talk a little bit more before you leave about the importance of this transformation class and what people can expect from this 8-week course.
What you can expect is there are different tools that we all need in order to transform into a different position. We all go through different things in life, but sometimes we don't know how to handle those things, whether it's a divorce, whether it's a career change, whether it's a loss of a death, whether it's a childbirth, whether it's your child graduated from high school, going into college. It's so many changes that you go through in life. But how do we deal with those changes within that space? And so how do we not hold on to the past and continue to grow in the presence in the future? How do we do that? Because for so many times we hold on to the past, especially when there's been hurt involved and pain. So we tend to hold on to things 10 and 20 and 30 years from now. You'll be surprised, women, even at 50 some years old, 60 some years old, 70, are still holding on to things even from their childhood. How do we deal with those things? How do we really embrace transformation? So that's what this class is all about.
So transformation class, it starts, give us the dates again?
October the 2nd, which is on a Saturday at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. And you can come back every Saturday at 10 a.m. So like I said, we'll put the information in the chat for this video, and there'll be more information on rollingout.com once we get this up. But thank you so much, Ms. J, for joining us and sharing a little bit more about what you do and and how you have basically mobilized yourself to be a resource for women, and the platform that you have is amazing. So I salute you for that. And thanks so much, like I said, for coming by. I would ask you one last question, and just as in coaching women, what is the number one thing that you see that you wish that you could help the women that come to you with? Like, is there a consistent thing that you see in most of them that we haven't maybe talked about? Obviously, insecurity is a huge one. Obviously, not having balance, is big for most of us. But is there anything else that you see in the clients that you deal with on a regular basis that you would love to help women that you don't have a chance to interact with to deal with?
Yes, I would say holding on to the past. The past, whatever happened in their childhood, abandonment. A lot of women are dealing with, my father wasn't there when I grew up. My mother may not been there. I don't have this relationship with my mom, and I crave for it. I crave for the relationship with my dad. So it's a lot of that. So a lot of the relationship that they're in now is, the things that's going on in the relationship comes from the childhood. And not only that, fear. Fear. A lot of times we can't move forward because of fear. What took place in our past? Where it was ladies that got molested when they was young, you know what I'm saying? And they never, ever told anyone about it. Now it's hunting them in their adult life because they never dealt with it. You deal with that. And, being able to come into a space where you feel comfortable and it's private, open up and share, that means a lot. And you're not going to be judged.
Yeah.
A lot of times when you're a career woman, professional woman, you're doing good, you're looking good, So, we wear a lot of hats and masks too. We don't always want those, that thing that's not so pretty to shine.
Absolutely.
We need to be able to have a space where we can talk about it so we can free ourselves. Because until you free yourself, it's going to continue to hunt you, throughout your life, and also in your relationships and even in your career.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Well, again, thank you so much. I think that's huge. Most of the dating shows that we discuss hear that is the consistent theme, is people either, being afraid from because of what they've gone through, or putting up walls, or not even something that they've gone through, something that they saw their parents go through that they are afraid of, and that acts as a block. So I that's definitely true, and resources like what you do and so many other people are so necessary, because you can't wear that fake mask all the time. Eventually you got to take that off in order to get.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to say, you don't have to be afraid of anything. You don't. You just need to know that you're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
And that you're not the only one that have experienced whatever it is that you're experiencing or have experienced. Someone else have experienced it as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you think there's anything, because I'm sure that it just making me ask this question, that some women have gone through very painful, very degrading experiences, or things they may be embarrassed about? Do you think that there's anything that you cannot recover from?
I don't think it's anything you can't recover from, because I know God is a healer.
There you go.
So there is nothing too hard for him. If you trust and believe in him, I ain't saying just say you trust him, but really trust and believe, and pray and take action. When I say take action, find those classes where you can begin to work on yourself. Self-development. I hear people saying, well, I do self-care, but they don't invest in themselves. There's so many tools out here. Sometimes you may have to actually, find you a good therapist or a good coach, and start having those different classes and sessions with your coach and your therapies. That's right there. See, years ago, that used to be taboo. We didn't talk about that in the Black community, because we want to put everything up under the rug like it never exists.
I hear so many women saying self-care is, I'm gonna go get a facial and go get my nails done or go get a new weave. It's like, that's not really self-care. I mean, it can be a way of taking care of yourself, but it also is not dealing with the inner things that you have going on.
Right, because guess what? After you go get your nails done, you get your weave, you see what I'm saying? You even may take a vacation. When you come back a month later, you still feeling empty or something going on, but until you really invest in yourself, for as education wise, finding out there are different tools that you can apply to your life, like prayer, meditation, yoga, find those things that you enjoy, that's outside of work, outside of your boyfriend, outside of your husband, outside of your girlfriend, and then just tap into all the different tools and opportunities that's out here for you, like EmpowHer. EmpowHer is bigger than me. It's bigger than me. It's about all these other ladies. But when I go to EmpowHer, I sit in all the classes and I soak up everything, because I'm continually to work on myself daily. Because until we die, that's what we're going to have to do.
Yes.
If you want to be great, if you want to be healthy mentally and physically and emotionally, if you got to do that daily.
Yeah.
There's always room for working on yourself, because I cannot help the next woman if I'm broken.
There you go.
I can't do that.
Very true. Well, very true. Again, thank you so much. That's that good wisdom, that good wisdom that we don't hear all the time today, that we used to be able to go to my auntie's house or grandmother's house, and I don't think we do that enough now. So thank you so much for pouring into myself and the viewers watching today. Ms. J, let people know how they can get in touch with you, how they can follow you, and of course stay connected. We know that EmpowHer is coming up again next year, but so they can follow you along the way and find out what's going on in the meantime.
Yes, but I don't want them to wait until next year for the annual retreat. They can go on my website today at hermovement.org, and they can see some of the coaching sessions that I offer. One of the coaching sessions that I offer called is In the Seed. Not only that, the transformation seminar that's coming up October the 2nd, that's only $360, which is a huge discount because the coaching sessions is like $125 an hour. And you're talking about $45 to invest in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put no price on your peace or your self-development.
Absolutely.
So you can also go to my Instagram page, which is MSJ_fabulous. And you can follow me there. That would take you over to the I Am Her, Empower Her page.
Okay.
That will take you there along with my Facebook page. You can go there and follow me there. But mainly sign up or find a therapist, a coach, or somebody that you can begin to invest in yourself and start working on yourself, because that is really important for us to be whole and to be just balanced.
Mm-hmm. Balance. So that we can all be fabulous.
Exactly.
Start from the inside out. Well, thank you so much for sharing this Monday evening with us, and we'll definitely keep people posted on the transformation classes coming up Saturday, October 2nd.
Thank you too.
All right, you have a good evening, Miss J.
Yeah, you do too, Crystal, and take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, stay right there. We're coming right back at 9 o'clock with a conversation with Alexia from Put a Ring on It. I think Alexia might have needed to sit in on this conversation after everything that happened on Put a Ring in It. So stay right there. I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes right back here at 9 o'clock.